especially Temsic. Boop. Boop. Does it do both? It does both. That looks weird, but whatever. Finally shouted it out over at Rooster Games. People can know that we're doing stuff. Plus the archive, because I'm actually trying to assemble stuff into a playlist so people will have an easier time watching the videos rather than having to sort through all the stuff back in there. Brain power here. Oh, there we go. Please, thank you. Doesn't go up there. Oh well. That's okay. That's fine. Hello, everyone. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and we're in for yet another episode of Fabula Ultima, the castle that would pierce the horizon. And our opening poem, which is in no way related to what's going on, I promise. In the heart of shadows, where echoes weave, a divine egg, in mystery she breathes. Cosmic relic, a test profound, by right of word or cleverness or battle be found. O seeker bold, with courage in your eyes, approach the egg where ancient secrets lie. Through riddles woven and clever jest, prove your worth to bear the egg's sacred crest. The spirit of green wind, skip-a-whistlecle, awake, a guardian ethereal, for worthy hearts to take. Summon the wrath in times most dire, against the foes that kindle infernal fire. But heed this warning, O bearer brave, for skip-a-whistlecle hungers for battle's crave. In the face of minor strife, let the beast rest, lest wrath unspent turns a noble quest. When the shadows dance, the divine egg holds sway, a beacon of tests for those who tread the way. Beware the call to summon the mighty beast, only for threats that would devour peace. For in the dance of cosmic threads, where destinies entwine, worthy is the heart that bears the divine. To wield the egg's gifts, to summon the wind's green, is a sacred trust by tests unseen. And last we left off, three particular brave souls, Lucius, Seven, and more, all jumped into a scary-looking mouth after solving a riddle, and plummeted into a rather meaty slide that looked very much like a snake's throat. So, but don't worry, they're not all dead.
Not yet.
So, the three of you, along with Umbrinius and Vibius, slide into this chamber, and you find yourself covered, or sliding into this, out from yet another mouth of a snake's head, into this sloshy, red and flowing liquid across the floor. The room alit in green energy cloud, and a mist sort of pouring over from every seam. And at the far end, a very sturdy and well-worn stone door and walls. Stone door and walls. But between all this, shining vibrantly and brilliantly, an egg almost as big as any of you are, situated in the center of a magic circle.
GM, may my character expect the mystery red liquid we're in?
She may.
Yeah.
I believe insight's part of it.
Yep.
Oh, and we came out of a snake head.
Light mode, sorry. I can't see things otherwise. 12, you say? I don't know. It seems like a low number.
As you say.
Shreds, you say?
Well, it's mystery liquid. That's great.
How do you test it? Do you just stick your hand in? Do you taste it?
Considering we got dumped in it, I figure I could just look at the stuff that's on my hands.
You lift away your hand from the pool, and you notice that it seems to cling and drip. And you can almost feel this acrid, sizzling sensation across your hand. And, it would seem to you a sort of stomach acid of sorts.
Yeah. This ain't for. It could be worse, but it could also be a lot better. No one drink the water.
Vibia stops halfway through doing it, and does it fall back into the?
I don't think that's water.
It ain't.
I thought it was wine.
Does wine smell like that where you're from?
Well, if it's going sour, I suppose.
You get some kind of acid. That's
Nonsense. The vineyards of the Noble Republic produce only the finest of wines.
But all wine turns to vinegar in time, young master.
That it does.
That's why it's best to drink it while you can. Your boots slosh as you move around in the thing. It's about just a little bit over your ankle.
So what did we determine this liquid was?
acid of some sort.
Oh!
Oops, actually, I have things down. My bad. Wait, hit the things. The hell? Oh. Yes. You feel a breeze blowing every which way in that. You notice that the dense fog pools up over into upper ledges over here around the green lights, and through a passageway it seems to lead over up and around this way. But then there's like a thinner mist that's basically just everywhere. And having stood here for a bit, you notice everything's moving ever so slightly. Like there's a gentle wind pushing everything along and turning everything in here.
Can we get a sense of sort of where this wind is coming from?
Insight's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a spell casting background of any kind.
I do not. Hold on.
On.
Here it is. Rolls. I forgot about it. Okay. I'm gonna do insight. Okay.
The green lights that glimmer and shine in here are concentrations of wind magic. So everything's just kind of pushing around. The wind magic is naturally pushing around the miasma everywhere. It's also why it's pooling in certain areas, because it's kind of trapping a lot of the miasma into a denser fog rather than a thin mist. As if it's trying to pull everything away from the center circle.
Ah, it would appear that the magics of this place are maintaining the circulation of these ill fogs.
I'm going to move up and inspect the circle. I'm not going to touch it or anything right now. I'm just looking at it and trying to figure out what it does.
I'll say willpower's part of it. There's a certain, there's almost this temptation that you feel pulling you forward, and you're just trying to pull yourself back, so you're just looking at the circle, not stepping into it.
Okay, I think I'll go will. Need to configure the roll.
You're not entirely sure. The only thing you are sure of is that this is magical in nature, because you felt that preternatural pull forward that you had to you are able to resist it. It's not a overwhelming urge, but it's an unnatural urge that fought against your initial feeling. So something magical is happening. You're just not entirely sure what it is.
GM, I'd like to use an elixir because I'm currently shaken.
Okay, how many inventory points will that burn you?
Let's see.
I want to say 2 or 3.
It's 2.
I see. Pound back a tonic, kind of to get that shaken condition off.
Darn, I did call it the right thing. Anyways, thank you for the correction there.
It's okay.
I have all 6 of my will back.
Yeah, do any of you, were you the only one shaken from the battle before?
Think so.
Lucky you? Or lucky them, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, unlucky me. So, what's with the egg?
Not sure.
Egg.
Something seems to be magically urging people who get close to it to want to touch it. Otherwise, I don't know.
You all have the sensation that you're being observed.
What's this thing back here?
You all gain 1 Fabula point.
Uh-oh.
A villain has made itself known to you.
The egg?
And to answer your question, that is a grand door, well polished in stone, with a mighty wall bracing the path ahead.
Okay. No. How do we need to just draw the Fabula ourselves?
Yep.
Nope. Okay. That doesn't appear that door has any obvious opening to it. We're generally aware that something's watching us. Lucius looks around. Any idea where from, even if it's just a general direction?
The egg itself.
Oh.
You're not sure how you know that. You just feel it. As you look at it, you can almost see an aura of magic emanating from it. You notice it's not on a plinth or in a setting or anything like that. It's just sitting there in the center of the circle, bolt upright.
Strange. How can an egg have such an awareness? It is but an egg.
Hmm. Hmm.
Though I imagine that egg would be one mighty omelet.
Do you think there's something in the egg? No, maybe you know.
That assumes it's not about to hatch.
Oh, that's right. I gain when the villain shows up on the Ultima.
I'm going to go
I'm very
around
scared.
the left-hand side of the circle, since a lot of folks seem to be going around the right.
Look, I see those red crystals and I get like an automatic fight or flight response.
As you should.
Are we in danger?
Well, he used those in a previous campaign I played for something that was always bad news. Showed up.
That's great. Okay. I'm gonna take a closer look at this door. I mean, you know, me and unopening doors seem to be a fun combo.
You step up to the door. You see no handles on your side, but you do see there is a grand seam in the middle. And unlike a lot of doors, even in this, especially in the lands outside of the great cities that you're aware of, and your sultanate, there are these very advanced orichalcum doors and metal doors and stone doors and such. And regular people have wooden doors or thin metal doors, perhaps. But in these lands, the further north you've gotten, the less you see steel and magical metals being used. But here you see very polished stone, almost a silvery whitish color, and it looks perfectly clean, like it's been it seems unnaturally clean, not a bit of dust or mold or anything. So you can see even on the walls as you walk by and walked around the circle, you saw bits of mold, bits of mushroom here or there. But as you get up to this, there's nothing. This thing's like perfectly clean.
Does it even have any like moisture on it from the miasma?
Yeah, now I'll call for a roll. Insight's part of it.
Because if there's not even any like condensation on that.
I'm afraid Zevin is not entirely sure much of this door beyond what is immediately apparent.
She's too busy judging the aesthetics of the door.
It looks like it'd be very heavy. That I could tell you on a glance. That, like, unnecessarily heavy.
And I mean, like, we're
Well,
very
depending
much
on the
out of-
purpose of the door, it might be necessarily heavy.
Yes, there's that, I suppose. I mean, if all it was
Lucius-
just a door, it doesn't need to be. No door needs to be that
Lucius
heavy.
just sort of looks around, and then just sort of looks up, cups his hands together around his mouth, and says, "Hello, we know you're watching us, so if you, whoever you are, if you could just show yourself, we would greatly appreciate it."
Wind seems to whip around you, and the miasma swirls about your head, Lucius, and you hear the words, And for Zevin and Moore, you hear it, but it's like it's coming from Lucius. But for Lucius, it's happening like right next to you, like it's like you have these earmuffs over your head. I am here. You've seen me.
Oh, that is different. Who are you?
I am the divine egg.
Really doesn't narrow it down.
Have I heard of this?
Insight's part of it. Or intelligence, is that a thing? No, I think it's just insight. It's might, insight.
It's insight,
Dex,
will, might, and dex.
Insight's part of it, yes. Mixing up my
Okay.
systems, don't mind me, folks.
I will spend a trade point to gain a bonus of 2 to the result of this check,
Very good.
because
What
I
is
may
this?
have heard of it.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Ah, there we go.
That's very cool.
And now I need to do the roll. What shall I do? Well, recall is listed as insight, so, and that seems to be what I'm trying to do. So I will give that a go. 10.
+2.
You recognize this is a minor power. It is greater than, say, some soldier or champion of the realm or any such. It is something unique in its own right. You gather this egg is some sort of elemental, some concentration of elemental power, likely wind, given where you are. Well, the other things I can tell you are Fine Egg resides in this place. Oop. Don't worry about this, folks. They can't see. You can.
I can't see. What aren't you telling us?
Oops. I have the Chris's number wrong. A maximum HP of 50 and a maximum MP of 70. But beyond that, it is beyond your kin. What specific traits it has, what abilities. But there's some hints in it, in that. So you know, because of the way it stands, that it is an elemental. It's not a construct. There's an energy about it. It's likely the reason why this place is the way it is.
I see.
Though normally
I
I
will
will
say-
hint that elementals tend to be like a lot more, well, an elemental. You know, fire is fire. You know, that sort of thing. Or,
All right.
Or more on this, or like a chaos shard or a spike flake or something of that nature.
So, do you want to leave? Are you trapped here?
I seek one who is worth to bear my crest.
Oh, well, say no more. You happen to be speaking to the only Lucius Avantis, scion of the House of Avantis, of the noble republic of Coriostellum.
Ooh. Seven's gonna kind of shift around uneasy.
You believe yourself able to bear the divine?
Of course.
Then step forward.
Lucius just sort of gives a look to either side, shrugs, and he steps forward.
You, all of a sudden, you feel wind starting to whip around you even more rapidly. You can see there's, those outside can see there's a whirlwind swirling about the circle. The egg itself almost seems to turn to face you. You're not sure what is facing
What?
you. You just get that sense that it wasn't looking directly at you.
It's an egg.
It begins to glow brightly with a pinkish purplish aura and a radiant holy light. Why art thou worthy? Speak true, or be struck for your falsehood.
I am worthy because of the efforts that I have put in. I have done everything in my power to make myself worthy of the honorable legacy that my family has endured over the many generations in Coriostella.
What have thou done?
Oh, I've managed many account books. I've trained very hard at the and he rattles off the, I keep forgetting the name I had given it. He rattles off the name of the barracks that he apprenticed at and all the hard hours of studying that he put in practicing tactics. Oh, not to mention, in most recent time, we even climbed this very large tower and put a stop to a terrible clockwork monstrosity with a terrible, I think it was a sphere of annihilation inside, and freed countless souls.
Give me... Willpower is part of convincing this thing.
Okay. Let me see. Willpower.
Check me. This number's not that high. But he still
I
has
just
to make
need
the
it.
roll, so...
Yeah, just need a insight to gauge what this thing is looking for.
That's a fair thing to say, yeah.
Which is, it's what persuade is anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I am spending a Fabula.
To what
Holy
trait?
cow. Theme ambition.
Yeah, I'll take that. Let me steal that from you. Like,
What was that roll? Jesus.
it's a good thing you didn't blunder. If you blundered that would have been a you can't reroll blunders. So that was very friggin' close though. 1 and 2. It was 1 and 1. It's like nope, that's you just blundered. You have to eat it.
I'm spending another one. What is this? This is gross.
Yikes.
You know what? I'm going to spend my last one and re-roll the D10.
Okay.
I feel like this is worth it.
So
Come on.
5 and 4.
Oh,
Same
no.
number.
Same number. Oh, I hate it. That's a 9.
Well, you made it.
Oh well, that was worth it. Man. Jeez. I'm off to a fantastic start.
You have academic achievement as recognized by your empire. And you have fought a battle worthy of being heard. But are you worthy?
I believe that I am, and in the end, is that not what matters?
Do you truly believe that?
Yes, of course I do.
In the darkest corners of your heart, in those times you're alone, on those days when your father does not look at you, but to his ambitions beyond. Are you still worthy? Willpower is part of the issue. As it's forcing you to look inward.
Yep, insight willpower, because I'm looking inward. Is that good?
That's fine. I set one half of it, you can set the other. Well,
no.
Oh God.
Oh no.
That timing was poor. That is unfortunate.
Well, apparently.
Rip me, I guess. I'm about to die.
Nah, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad. But, you know, I have to lie to make you feel better. I mean, I have to, you know, encourage you.
God.
So, on the plus side, you gain a Fabula point.
And, yeah, fabulous. Oh, jeez.
You look inward, and then you find staring back at you. Well, feel free to tell me who is it that stares back at Lucius and kind of has set this unfair mantle that he's somehow unworthy.
Oh, the oldest brother. Absolutely, beyond a shadow of doubt. Like, the eldest brother, the apex, the one who's going to take over the house when father inevitably passes away. Like, this is absolutely, like, he has heard it from the day he was old enough to understand. You know, 5 at least. You know, he is the most beloved of the house and always will be.
And it is that thought that just is forced front and center in Lucius's mind. Even if he tries to turn away from it, it's like someone shoving this image in your face, and when you turn your head, they kind of keep it in your view constantly. Liar! 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 And the energies grow intense and bright. It begins to spin, and Lucius, you realize that the wind is starting to slice at your clothes. We are fighting now.
Oh gosh.
Roll for initiative. Okay, who's rolling?
What the heck did I just walk into?
Hey!
I rolled a critical fail and pissed off an egg.
A sentient egg.
Okay, I
Alright,
will level up as quickly as possible.
Here's your Fabula point, because you were at 0 last we left you. You always start with
Jeez.
1. And actually,
Thank you.
this is a great moment to cut away. I had an idea, I just needed to time it. And it worked perfectly. I didn't mean to do that, just that's how it
All
went.
according to Keikaku.
Keikaku means plan, in case people weren't sure. Some time ago, far and away, in a land that calls itself the Holy Imperial Empire, across the countless realms, a grand cathedral looms over a city dark, yet gleaming in gold from fires and sentry houses. And in one of its deepest and most sacred places, where the light manages to pierce through the battlements and statues grand, there is this place, where the Cardinal Ignatius Sanctus, buffeted by 6 high priestesses of the Empire, a place blessed, a place holy, and a place where Alexander Eckhart steps upon the altar that would decide and hear his oaths of the Dark Blade. How is Alexander feeling back then? This is before you went on your adventure across the ocean and lands.
Oh, is this like becoming a knight essentially?
Yeah, you've gone through all the trials, you've been taught all the methods of the sword, and you've actually gotten the sword today, your Dark Blade, and this is who recognizes you, at least in the Holy Empire.
Okay, gotcha. Alexander would feel. Hmm. It's excitement tempered by like realization, like, oh, this is actually happening. I'm going to go out and uh like become a guardian, serve the people, minister justice, that sort of thing.
Step forth, Alexander Eckhart, cries out one of the priestesses. Stand and be judged, says another.
Dale, step forth.
For the briefest of moments, you feel as if for all the light that pours into this place, you cannot see any of the priestesses. And even when you think back on this memory, you never were able to see them. Just that mere darkness against the light. The only face that was clear was the cardinal. So you seek to travel the countless realms, Dark Knight. Why?
I do. To prevent what happens to me and my family from happening to others. There are innocents that must be protected.
You know where you go. There rests the heretics of the Duchy of Wakamal.
I do.
You know that those who would shun our holy guidance, this Republic of Coriolis, they too reside there, fearful of magic.
I know them well. I've studied long and hard, Your Holiness. I am prepared.
You know of the Sultanate and the evils it digs from the earth.
As much as I'm allowed to.
This is where you would go?
Where needs righteousness more?
How would thou treat with those not of the Empire?
Out of character. Is there an official stance on that?
You're kind of setting that because you're the hero of this realm, so you're kind of there's certain things that the cardinal himself may feel, but Alexander was taught a certain way.
Lovely. Okay. Right. We're not going full crusader. Okay. What I do? What do you do? I will treat those who seek peace with mercy and benevolence, and those who seek to do violence and evil unjustly shall be punished, as it is written.
And you hear the priestess echo as it is written to the two of you. Cardinal doesn't say it, he just kind of nods, acknowledging that you said it. Then go with my blessing and hold the dark blade close. Though the duchy is willing to trade with us, heretics though they are, be wary of them. Do not trust them. But they take Zenit like anyone else.
Just realized I've been forgetting to do the accent the whole time. I feel stout vigilance.
Now awake and fight for those in grave danger, wherever they may dwell.
I guess he wakes up.
You awake and you immediately find yourself kind of waking up as you're running somewhere with sword drawn, and you leap forward into this great maw in the middle of some forgotten ruin somewhere. And it's only then where you're like, you've woken up and you've gotten control of yourself, and it's and I'll remind you, the last thing you remember was being thrown off a tower and falling.
Hang on, what?
Yeah, so...
Last time I was here, we climbed some stairs. What do you mean I was thrown off a tower?
Yeah, you were thrown off a tower by some great clockwork beast.
Oh! Okay.
Don't worry, you're here instead.
I feel like this isn't better somehow. Is that a giant snake?
You slide out from this, down this long, meaty throat of a giant snake from one mouth, and then pop out another one into this sloshy, acrid-smelling liquid. And you can see that Lucius Avantis is within a magic circle, and there's a giant egg that's glowing with holy and magical light, and it's spinning super fast. And you see that the mist and miasma in the air is whipping around, and it's starting to slice and cut at them. And you can see Zevin and Moore are getting ready to defend themselves and fight.
Well, that's one thing to pick up.
And for everyone else, you can see that there is, as Alexander comes sliding down, he has his sword in what's your dark blade again? It's been a bit.
It's a Zweihander.
A Zweihander. So you have
So the passive two-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, so this two-handed sword has like a dark aura glowing off of it, and then it just calms itself. And you see that there's a flash of energy that comes away from his eyes, and for a brief moment you can see his actual eyes. And to tell you a little bit, I'll tell you when your turn comes around.
Okay.
So let's figure out initiative. One is leading.
Oh, right.
And everyone else is assisting. Was it Moore that was leading, or?
I should not be leading.
I'm pretty good to lead initiative because I got the.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Okay. So Eckhart, you do still roll, just to remind you. It's just if you get 10 or more, he gets +1 to the good guys having that number.
Roll.
6 isn't great.
Well, I'm waiting for
The others.
Yeah, Eckhart.
So it's
the
X
help.
plus in for.
Yep. Yeah, she's gonna be a little muddled because it changed between the last time you were here. So.
That's okay. I think I found it earlier. There's the initiative button. Ah.
Okay, no added initiative. Cool. I just rolled this as is. Where was this roll when I was trying to convince the egg? Where
Convince
was
the egg
that?
what?
Well, I guess your character secretly desires violence. Maybe it's easier to beat your problems with a stick than it is to deal with them emotionally.
And that's double sevens.
Yeah, critical success. I will say narratively that as you're kind of being pulled into this despair and the egg's just roaring at you, falsehood, Imbrinius yells out, "You're not your brother." And that kind of snaps you out of it.
Ooh,
Oh, away I go. Hold
I'll
on.
take that.
Hold on, everybody. Sorry. 1 second. I just clicked something. Stop.
Oh no.
Am I good? No. We're okay. I didn't break anything. But yes, with a critical success, you get an opportunity. Boop.
Oh, I've got a really good call on this. This might work, this might not. I would like to unmask
Who is your target?
the egg, of course. You learn the goals and motivations of a creature of your choice.
The egg has found you unworthy. Has found you falsehood in your recitation of deeds, or not your recitation of deeds, but your look inward. But it is not. It is still testing you. It is making sure that you're worthy. If you can defeat it, then it's likely it will surrender itself to you.
Okay.
And I'll also tell you that the egg wishes to be used, for it has a grand divine purpose in the world, and it needs to not be in this place anymore. But it can't just go with anybody.
I may not be Volusius, but I still can stand and fight. And he looks around. And these people will stand and fight with me. And Lucius will charge forward.
And Brinius and Vibius
will.
charge up with you.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Are we stabbing the giant spinning egg? Is that what we're...
I believe that is... Yeah, I believe that is in fact what we are doing. Hold on. I'm confirming a thing about my... I'm just confirming something about my Okay, I didn't take it. In which case I am going to run forward and do a Queen's Gambit.
Yeah. Oops, that should be on the map.
Free attack.
There we go.
I'm just leveling up 3 times, right? Because we went from 5 to 8.
I didn't roll the accuracy. I just...
Well, there you go.
Another critical success.
Goodness, man!
You definitely...
Unfortunately,
Go ahead.
I only get the 10 damage.
The 10.
Because the weapon, is it? I'm sorry, the damage is 8. That's right. Yes,
Come on, here.
get another one of these. Nifty.
I was going for you, silly thing.
I'm just reading over some. You know what? I know. advantage as I give Eckhard a +4 to his next check.
As between Lucius and Vibius and Umbrinius, they're rapidly attacking and swinging at it, so this egg, whatever awareness it may or may not have, is being swarmed. So it's not really paying attention to the new entry into the room.
And as and Lucius sort of positions himself into a opportune spot where the egg is facing him and away from Eckhard, but just in such a way that Lucius is able to give him a slight nod to indicate now. And because I did Queen's Gambit, I then immediately get to use Charging Cavalry. I spend 10 MP. And to Eckhard, you immediately get to make a free attack with your weapon. You gain, in addition to the +4 I gave you from the opportunity, you also get a +1 because of charging.
Oh, all right, dope.
Also,
So you get a +5.
And Alexander gets
The only
another...
downside is your high roll is 0.
And just before I forget, Alexander gets another Fabula because you have encountered a villain.
Oh, that's right.
Because he gets the 1 for starting a session with 0, and then he gets 1 for seeing the villain.
Wow, those were 8s on D8. Jeez.
Dang, all right. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna hit it with the sword. Okay.
Just running through the ankle-deep red liquid,
Okay.
stepping onto the
So
magical
it's-
circle.
+5 total. Oops. Oh, there it is. It's the accuracy button.
So
If it's the +4 and the +1, that makes it a plus. That makes it a 16 to hit.
that definitely hits.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that would be 23 physical damage.
So is that including? So your high roll is 0.
Oh, we cast the high roll of 0, then it's 14.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the trade-off for you getting to make a free attack outside of your turn.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, that's what my counterattack does. It's the same thing.
If you just crack into this thing, it's not vulnerable to physical damage, but it takes. You notice the egg's light and luster dimming as you're striking. You don't actually find yourself contacting the egg, but you're hitting the magical aura around it. And when you hit it, it shrinks, like it's concentrating the energy to protect the egg. So it's not as
Okay.
able to influence the world around it.
So it's not the egg that's doing it, it's the magic, maybe? Possibly?
Possibly. Unfortunately, it's its turn.
Oh boy! On the right side, it has 4 juicy targets right in front of it.
Juicy.
The light begins, you hear a chanting and a deep bellowing voice that echoes throughout the entire chamber, and then I draw from you that which you think is not worth. I find that which you fear. And wind rips and roars around Alexander Eckhart's head.
Okay.
What's your magic defense?
My magic. Oh! That's an important number. Hang on.
Oh, that's doubles. I hope I didn't get it.
My magic defense is an 8.
Oh no!
Yeah, no.
Uh-oh.
That's 2 over, isn't it?
Yeah. You take
Oh, that's bad.
You lose 20 HP.
Okay.
What I feel like there's gonna be an and.
You notice that the energy roars around Eckhart, and you're in the mist and shadows at the edges of your vision through the miasma. You see shapes forming of your greatest fears, dancing about your head. Some of them lunging at you suddenly and pulling away. Faces of people that you thought long lost coming to life, screaming at you. It's disorienting. And then the rest of you see that some of the energy, as all of a sudden as suddenly as they appear, they all pull away, and up to the egg, and the egg's light grows.
Oh,
Oh.
And it gets worse. Alexander, you now suffer from the dazed and shaken conditions.
Are those by any chance magical effects? Like the effects of a spell?
They are, yeah.
Cool. This isn't every other thing, right? So the egg goes, and then we go, and then the egg goes.
So currently,
Okay, I would like to go next. I actually have something for this.
just so you're aware, dazed reduces your insight die by 1, and shaking reduces your willpower by 1.
Okay.
So you wish to go next there, Alexander?
Yes, and I'm
Okay.
going to cast a spell on myself.
Oh. Come back for a
If
second.
the target is affected by one or more spells with the duration of scene, they are no longer affected by any of those spells.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Slick.
The
There's
Uno
a reason
reverse
I
card.
There's a reason I took this spell. It costs me 10 magic points.
Hey, that's
Is there a
still
casting
slick.
roll you have to do? This is my first.
No, it says you release a wave of negative energy and cleanse all magic from a creature.
Usually
Unless
things
I
like
read the book wrong, which is
I was gonna
entirely
say-
possible. Because this is when I first started playing the game that I picked this.
Is that a? Actually, you wrote down the name. I can just search for it. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's an entropist magic.
Ah, okay. I was like, I remember that being a Dark Knight thing. Oh, right, you're an entropist as well. I forgot about that. Like, oh, that's how
Yeah.
you're able to do that. Oh no, that.
Uh,
Well, it had no reason to know that, so it did what it
yeah,
did.
the spell it just says instantaneous.
yeah, there are definitely some things like that.
If you were targeting
that are
somebody
like-
else, it'd be different. Yeah.
Yep.
It's this spell.
Oh,
Continues.
dope.
I think this is the first good guy spell. If I'm looking at,
Yeah.
if it's just
Yeah, because we haven't been messing around with spells at all.
I was
My
I
empathy
was
is
the
not
one
good.
who was like, "Don't worry, guys, I can take the Casty Boy stuff," and then disappeared for a month.
Oh,
Yep.
the book answers the question. If it's an offensive spell, you have to you do have to roll to cast it. But if it's not offensive, like say healing or dispel, automatically successful, requires no check. You just do it. You just lose the MP. You just have the MP to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dispel
Yep.
the effects. Freak me.
Dope.
So you wash away the specters that are haunting your vision for a second. What does that look like when you cast a spell, by the way? Because this is the first time they've seen a spellcaster other than this egg.
Yeah. So, in this case, Alexander holds, so he flips his sword around and slams the point into the ground, and all of the magic surrounding him just gets absorbed into the sword. That was thoroughly unpleasant.
A turn goes to the good guys because there's only one egg. So. Also, more Duncan or Zevin Demerol.
Well, wait, hold up. You're dead? Do you have? Well, good timing. And I will draw my magic cannon. And I'm going
sorry,
to.
what?
I'm gonna draw my magic cannon. Then pulls out basically a shotgun, and is going to go, and not to hit it to damage it. No, warding shot. Give me my magic cannon.
Ooh.
Blam.
Why isn't it rolling to hit?
You have to roll the
You have to
accuracy.
There
Accuracy
you go.
button. I did the same thing. Ooh.
Yes, as did I.
So you do hit. What option are you doing with your warning shot?
I would like to drain 10 mind points from this thing.
Oh, that's not good. And I should have spent the points it cost me for that spell, so that's another bit of thing. Blam! And you notice that the part of its light kind of it throws some of its light up at the shot, but you kind of fire just high, just close enough that it would freak it out. It has to respond, but it's an obvious miss, so it ends up wasting the magic into the miasma.
Yeah. Eckhard. So Seven has a magic cannon that can be reconfigured to do different kinds of.
Ah.
More Duncan.
But it costs inventory.
I see.
So this thing's wind, yeah?
It would seem that seems to be the element it's centered around. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make an advanced alchemy item,
Okay.
which means I roll 3d20. $19, 10, and 1. Interesting. Okay. I will target the enemy.
Okay.
And it suffers 20 bolt and ice damage.
Ooh.
What does that look like?
I mix together items inside of a flask and toss it at it, and the flask shatters on it.
As you throw it, Umbrinius, Vibius, and Lucius all back away suddenly because you all see her. You hear the clattering of the glass, like, oh no! And then, blam! The egg flares out with energy as it tries its best to hold it, and you can see after it flares out, it gets very, very dim in its light, and you see the eggs wobbling, struggling to stay upright. It is in crisis. No vulnerability there, but no resistance either. Good guys were last to act, so bad guy gets to act first. Okay, Mr. Bad Guy, this is a problem. You're kind of in trouble. You need to do something. Yeah, don't do that again. Do not deny your fears! Do not deny your unworthiness! It whips around and flings fears and despair at More Duncan.
Well, at least it's not the one with the magic gun.
Is 8? Does 8 hit your magic defense?
It does not.
You're able to kind of keep the energy away from you and force it back. I got my opportunity from earlier. I should do that now.
Ooh.
Oh. As it flares out. Oh yeah, let's Ultima this Fabula. Is that a Scott right here? Waves. Hi Scott, I have not killed your character yet.
I appreciate it, though I know you already tried.
More Duncan, you see as it withdraws back away from you, that there's this sense that something far greater and far more devastating dwells not within the egg. Well, within the egg as well, but something clasping it ever so gently within the circle. And you can almost feel its smile. But it is the good guy's turn. As it fails its attack.
Concerning it all.
I've got actually, I think I have a pretty good play. I'm gonna do something a little different this time than my normal. I am going to use my action and spend 5 mind points to use Encourage. Well, you, Mr. Egg, it seems that all you know how to do is pull down the people around you. Whereas any great orator worth their salt knows how to build up those around them. Such as this fellow here, Mr. Eckhart, was it? You've got this. You are truly a mighty warrior. You immediately regain 5 hit points.
Hey!
And see, do your I'll make it your what's your might is now 1 die size until the start of my next turn.
Oh boy.
That's my turn though.
Goes to another friendly.
Eckhart, I just gave you a big chunky
Yeah, I'd like to hit the thing. But first we're gonna try a thing. I'm going to cast Dark Weapon, which I haven't added to my character sheet yet, but it's one of the spells I'll be taking. Which is I spend 10 magic points and I imbue the weapon with dark energy until the spell ends. All damage dealt by the weapon becomes the dark type.
Okay.
And if I have that weapon equipped when I cast it, I can perform a free attack as part of the same action.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, flare of dark energy wreathing the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know he could do that.
I didn't know you could do that. When I do that?
I didn't know he could do that.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to dex plus my +1. I'm just gonna manually roll this because I have a bigger die now. Rolls. Dex. Oh wait. Oh. We're just a dice roll.
Yeah, you can manual roll the in roll 20 on the far left.
Ah, nice. So that is a D12.
That's a good
Oh
start.
dear. Plus my dex, which is a D6. Yes. Oh dear.
Well, your high
Plus
high
one.
die is 12, so you do hit.
that's
In case
plus-
you're wondering.
Yeah, okay. So that's 26 dark damage?
Slices through it, and then the dark energy kind of flares around and just sucks away all the energy from the egg, and then you can feel your blade connect with the egg, and you feel the reverberation all the way up your arms as you blast it across the room out of the magic circle. Baff! And it cracks, and it starts to crack and roll through the liquid, bump against this far wall.
I hope that was the right thing to do. I had no idea what we were doing here.
Lucius just kind of holds his shield up. That was... Wow.
Oh, guys, the boss music started. Oh no!
The egg shatters, and then it whirls back into being. Something emerges from the dark liquid.
Uh-oh.
And the egg regains its light. You've met a new villain. You gain a Fabula point.
Uh-oh.
As this is a new combat, I must ask you for a new initiative roll.
I feel like I'm missing some vital context.
You guys...
Where are we? What are we doing? And why does the egg want to kill us?
I will highlight to you that this is not a escalation. This is it as its final act. When it hit 0 HP, it summoned this thing into being. Otherwise, I'd have a lot more Ultima,
Ooh.
and this thing would be a lot
Hey.
stronger.
Okay.
Ooh.
Adding my initiative thing.
I'll wait for you guys to roll your stuff, and I'll roll mine.
Why did the Latin choir start?
Guys,
Yo,
Why did the Latin
Gary,
choir
you're the la-
start with singing about our sins?
11.
Oh,
And Lucius is generally the lead, I imagine. So
Yeah.
it goes first.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
This massive plant monster writhes in its many twines of vines. Flowers bloom from its body, spilling more miasma into the air. Its maw opens and roars throughout the chamber, echoing as far up into till so much so that even those in the alley near the mouth of where this dungeon once started, people stop and look. You shall prove yourself. Prove yourself. And he rises up out of the liquid and begins this this colossal plant monster hovers above you all. This thing
what in the name of the Nine Spirits is going on here?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Apparently I'm not worthy. But I mean, and he just sort of motions like he does the motioning to all of himself. Look at me.
Feed me your mind. And it holds the egg out towards you, and then a lash of energy snaps out and starts reaching for Lucius's head.
Oh,
Like that.
I'm gonna spend an Ultima point,
Uh-huh.
as this thing is very territorial of this region, and you are in its circle. Well, in its
Oh.
lair, more to
perhaps
be
we should
accurate.
step out of the circle.
Well,
12 to your magic defense.
what did you roll?
12 total.
12 total? Yeah, 12 hits. 12 doesn't.
You lose 21 MP.
Ooh, that's gross.
And you see it cackle as the energy kind of just floats around it uselessly, as your memories and thoughts kind of float around it, and it laughs at your failures. It is the hero's turn. A warning to you. This thing is flying. You cannot make melee attacks against it while it is flying.
Oh, you have got to be.
You must get it. You must get it into crisis to force it to the ground.
Well, that's good for me.
Hey,
Now, one of us has a
7.
gun.
The fun fact: I can also hand off my Magickin into someone if anyone has no other way of attacking.
I've got stuff.
Okay.
Fortunately, I can make basically grenades out of inventory slots. So
And I can just do I can do what's it? I can do
Say hello to my little friend.
pew pew.
I will note if anyone doesn't have a ranged weapon, I also have a crossbow that I can load.
For now, I think I'm good. Just because I've got some.
Blam! That is a hit.
That's barrage. I lose 10 mind points to shoot it again with the same roll.
Oh, you can multi on the same target. Oh,
Yep.
neat.
Multi-2.
So it's the same damage both times. So your hit.
Yep.
Cool. So that's not. Actually, I should put it in here.
The power of friendship and this gun that 7 built.
You blast it with an ice, with a shell, and the energy crystallizes and forms around its body as it floats up there.
You like that? Double barrels, you oversized weed.
I don't suppose that's because of fire form? Because it might work, it's a plant.
What's the difference between dazed and shaken?
They affect different stats.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Dazed is insight, shaken is willpower.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Oh, for those wondering, by the way, this song is another cool one by Eufoka.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna do a thing to attempt to debuff this guy.
Sweet.
As Lucius says, you don't seem like a particularly equitable judge of character to me. In fact, you seem downright unworthy yourself. And I'm going to condemn.
Oh.
I spend 5 mind points. That's down to 15, I think. Yep, 17. It needs to make an opposed insight willpower.
Okay.
Hey. I'll just roll persuade because that's the same.
Mm-hmm. It has traits, but I don't know if... Yeah, it doesn't know what that does. We'll spend another Ultima point, as it is incredibly protective of the egg and doesn't want you to take it from it or make it harder for it to protect it.
Uh-huh.
The same roll.
I said he's very protective of it. No. 10. Sorry. No, 10. It is 10 because I don't get my bonus because I'm not casting a spell. I'm resisting something.
Hold on. I might spend something myself. Can I spend the one Ultima I've got on theme ambition?
Yeah, I buy that.
Cool. I will just re-roll the 4. So the D10.
Yeah, the D10, yeah.
That's tied. I don't know how ties work.
Those checks.
Wild.
In the case of a draw, the character that rolled the same result simply repeat the check until one of them emerges victorious.
Oh, you have to roll again.
Yep.
Face off.
Meeting of the mind, you're clashing with it, it's staring at you, and you're staring back up at it.
Mm-hmm.
$11.
12.
Hey.
So that means so that was condemn. The target loses 10 mind points
Ow.
and is shaken.
You hurt its feelings.
Oh, and I cast a spell earlier. You see it kind of shake its head and roar! It roars at you so loud you kind of step back suddenly, and you notice it is not shaken. It seems to be immune to that condition.
Well, guess we know that then.
Turn goes to Alexander or more Duncan.
Oh, I still made it lose 10.
You did.
I
Yeah.
have a thing I would like to try.
Feel free. No one's stopping you.
Excellent.
Yet.
Yeah, well, let's see how it likes. A little trick I call Drain Spirit. Which is an offensive spell, so I will have to roll this one. Casting dice. I have it written somewhere.
Wild.
Okay.
Insight willpower for Intropism.
Insight willpower. Okay. Insight willpower. rolls. Insight plus willpower. Boop.
One
What's
second.
the
You hit it.
hooray! Okay, it loses. Oh, I need my high roll.
The high roll is 7.
Cool. So
Hey,
that
pretty
means it loses 22 mind points, and I regain half of those.
That's annoying. That is really annoying that you did that. Damn.
Everybody's just dogpiling.
Oh man.
Oh, that maxes out my mind points back. Hooray! Okay. So, what you see is Alexander just points the sword at the giant floating plant, whatever the heck it is. And you just see this beam of dark energy lance out, and you just see the magic around him ebbing and getting absorbed back into the blade.
More Duncan. This is even 5th level spells there, chat. This is just welcome to Fabula Ultima magic. Only like what, level 8? And you start at 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whack.
I'm gonna make another advanced potion.
Okay. This is why you need all those inventory points.
Yep.
Yep. 4, 10, and 11. Alright.
Oh yeah. You can basically do a repeat of your thing.
So I am gonna target the enemy, a singular enemy, and do 20 dark and earth damage this time. I'm experimenting with different damage types to try and find out what it's vulnerable to, if anything.
Wait, so 20 of each?
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah. Because there's a thin sliver on the alchemy table. If you do like 9, 10, or 11. Where it deals 20.
Wow.
The darkness starts sucking away from the holy light of the egg, and it just seeps away from it.
So it does or does not affect it.
It is vulnerable to dark damage.
It's
You
vulnerable.
don't say! Yeah.
Well then, boyo, kill it.
The plant melts and writhes and screams as the rocks harden around its body. The dark light just seems to consume its hand. And all that is left is the egg rolling in the liquid.
Oh no, you don't. I'm gonna put my boot on it.
Whoa, you just kicked a very, very heavy thing that is... It feels like you just kicked metal. Thankfully, the egg kind of rolls away a little bit when you hit it.
Hey, you're here, 7. Let me handle this. Are you done? Have you gotten that little tantrum out of your system?
Me an egg. Because if it's me...
The doors open.
Does
Like, as you're asking it, the doors open, and
oh
a woman of auburn hair and piercing green eyes, dressed in a regalia of tribal garb. Hello, Celtic Goth. Hello. And then you find her buffeted by guards. Actually, no, wrong guards.
oh no.
They're all too big. Smaller, please. There we go. The woman strides forward and looks over all of you.
Okay. In the words of Mr. Eckhart over here, I believe I'm going to need some context.
You are not of Wokomal. Or, although one of you is of the vicious empire that butchered my people. And you're in my city. I am the Lady Alara Ironheart, granddaughter of Ravagar. You will answer why you're in this holy place of the Divine Egg, and why you have taken the trial, the Rite of the Green Wind.
Well, we were simply exploring this fair city, and, well, we just sort of wandered down here. We are, and he looks around, adventurers, suppose.
Idiots?
Normally really unlucky, sometimes incredibly lucky.
Adventurers.
As she gestures at Eckhart, you can hear the jangle of the various jewelries and bangles across her wrist. You can see gleaming rings of power on each of her fingers. What is he doing here?
She was motioning to Eckhart.
Yeah. I was traveling with them originally, and then I got thrown off the top of a tower, and then I woke up jumping into the mouth of that, and I'm just gonna... He, points a thumb back at the snake head.
See, yes, oddly enough, I was also going to ask, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
The spirits
that I-
work in mysterious ways.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That's
Glad
his
you're
way of
not
saying,
dead.
I have no idea, but I'm not admitting that to you.
Glad you're not, just, if you just stayed on the train, asleep forever, I feel really bad. So,
Yes, I am also glad that I am not dead.
Come here.
So you were not on a crusade for your church?
No, we are not currently launching any crusades in this area. I am on my own, working to defend the innocent and those who cannot defend themselves.
This is a roll, because she is very hostile to you at the moment. Willpower is part of it.
Okay.
Oh, Eckhart is the empire that she's talking about.
Yeah.
I just assumed that. Oh.
She's just not saying the other part of what his empire is called because she doesn't consider it holy.
Yeah. The murderous empire. Say the full name. No.
So you can decide what the other half of your role is there, Eckert. My half is willpower.
Oh.
And it's whatever makes most sense to you. This is an optional rule for those it's not a standard rule.
Okay. Let's see.
Except for roles that are preordained in the book, like how spells are cast, how attack rolls are cast. Those have a set way they're rolled.
I want to use might because that's my higher number, but I'm trying to figure out how that would work.
Physically imposing.
Well, the point is to not be threatening, though. That's the problem. Trying to convince her that I'm not here to, like, crusade against her people. You know what? Let's say we're using insight, because...
I will point out you can do willpower if you wish.
Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I'll do double willpower then.
I was getting the feeling, I was like, I think your willpower is pretty high. I wonder why you're not using it.
It's an 8. My insight and willpower are both 8s.
Oh, okay. So
anyways.
same difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, willpower. Oop. Are there any modifiers?
No, unless you have some role, something that helps you with social roles, but I don't think you do.
No, I am not that character. Okay.
Hey, could have been worse.
The last dark night that came into Wakamal and its sacred mountains descended into its forest, burned houses, cleaved souls, and plundered our land. I don't trust a thing you say, Dark Knight. And unless
Well,
you speak anything but the surrender of our sacred egg, for surely you're unworthy to travel in his company, I will simply have to kill you for the invaders you are.
Lucius just sort of puts a hand to his chin and says, "Why don't you just ask the egg?"
She draws her sword from her hip, and the guards start settling in with their axes. Hostile intent looms in the room.
I will say to Lucius, I don't really want to take a holy relic out of its city. That doesn't seem right.
Yes, I would advise against that. Religious are often unkind towards that sort of thing.
I suppose. Yes. If you really do not want us to take this egg, we will defer.
For your actions, child of Coriastellum, if you speak for him and take him out of my city, wherever it is, I care not, then I won't kill him. He can suffer an exile from the free tribes for the crimes of his order. If you wish to return again, you will return without him, or I'll burn the damn train you came in on for kindling. Don't test me, Sultanate.
Okay.
And then she looks back at Lucius. Umbrinius and Vibius, they look like they're ready to fight. Like, they don't look terribly keen on it, because they know you just went through a really tough fight just now, but they're like, well, you know, if you're going to fight, we'll go, but we're not going to do something unless you do something. Sort of look.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying not to look intimidated before the guards, and the guards are kind of sneering back at them, so there's kind of a stare off between them. Which she's not paying attention to. She's paying attention to you. She's recognizing that you four are the real danger in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Not the two regular people with pointy sticks?
Yeah.
Odd question, I know, but he looks behind them at the door. Is that the way out? As far as we can tell, the snake head is kind of a one-way thing.
It leads through my castle. So you see, escape isn't really an option for you, as famous as your empire is for it.
Huh.
Yeah, the big fact that those tunnels lead into more tunnels, which lead up into the street. It might be a bit of a security issue. Yeah.
All right.
I
Well, we are willing to depart. Although I am just curious what the egg is.
It is an egg, an artifact.
Yes, an artifact that spoke to me and manifested a giant green plant thing.
The men behind her chuckle. She isn't laughing. She peers at you. You, Lucius, may attempt a willpower, half the problems of willpower roll. You are at a -1 because Eckhart's with you. And you've made an argument that you've said the right things that get her to give you a second chance to reconsider the situation.
Cool.
I'll highlight that if the guards were down here, they wouldn't reconsider. She's the only one who knows what you're talking about.
Yep. Cool. I will do. Yeah, insight willpower. You said -1.
-1 to the result, yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
And I have no Fabula.
Can I give Fabula?
No, that's not a.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think there's a thing I can get that lets me give you guys Fabula, but
You are a young scion, no mighty patrician or centurion. Do not lecture me, child, on my people's ways. Give me the egg, or we fight for it. That is the way of the free tribes.
Lucius just sort of nods.
Stop.
Says, all right. Yep. It's all yours.
Chat has given you a Fabula.
Oh.
Hey!
I can do that.
Chat can do that for 1,000 channel points.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Tourism points. I forgot I called them already.
How about that? How about I because she specifically said you're not a whatever. Can I apply my origin from the noble republic of Coriostellum?
You can, yeah.
Cool. Let's try that again.
For a second, you can almost hear the chanting of your name on your birth, on the day of your birth.
Unfortunate. That's not super great, but
Well, hold on, I'll see if that's enough. I don't think so, though.
It's worth a shot.
Yours is frequent tourism points. Thank you.
freaking
I call mine bookmarks because I'm subtle. Shh. Get away with you. Well, don't go away. Please keep watching. I am a tourist, it is known.
Hang on, be right back. Just a second.
In this moment, the two of them are staring each other off. What are the rest of you doing while this tension grows?
Devin sort of nervously looking back and forth
Okay, I'm
between
back.
them. She's not very diplomatic and knows this. And is like thinking to herself, is now a bad time to mention I just kicked the egg?
Get this funny feeling you probably shouldn't tell them.
Okay, I'm back.
You know. Choose your fate.
It's all yours. Egg's all yours.
She sheathes her sword. You notice her men around her are still holding their axes ready to go. Steps a little bit forward and holds out both her hands to you. We'll give it here then.
Okay. He's just like very cautious about this. Moves the egg over to her.
How do you move it over to her?
I mean, is it big?
It's big. It's like as big as your head and torso. Like it's a big egg.
Brinius Vibius, give me a hand with this. Okay, come on.
Why is this thing so heavy? It wasn't all that heavy a second ago. Why? Not the time, Vibius. I can't help it's heavy.
And slowly we over to her.
Give me insight
Oh,
part of
no.
the roll as you're about to hand off the egg.
Insight. Inspect, because that's.
May I join in? As someone has been watching this whole time, may I?
I got those two really good. That's it.
What was that, 7?
May I also inspect as I've been watching this entire thing play out, looking back and forth?
Sure.
Something up? Something may be up.
For a Fabula point, I will point something out to you that you notice in this exchange.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Boink.
Let it go.
You remember. Where is it you learned of the ancient relics that your sultanate digs from? Because you're not of the class that normally works with those things, is my understanding.
My character was good enough to be recruited into the staff for one of the great academias. You know, the fancy upper class people design all their thesis projects, but who builds them? Me.
You remember one of the ingredients is that there are things in the world called divine beasts. And These are incredible, powerful monsters that can be used to defend or destroy entire realms. And one of the great ingredients, one of the things you had to do in your job was inspecting monster eggs. Some monster eggs are just useful to have, for using for something, for breeding or as ingredients for cooking, if one was so inclined. Depends on the egg. But there's one egg that if you found a certain kind of divine egg, you do not let anyone take it from the building. Do not try to crack it open. You make no deals with it. Let someone higher up deal with it, and it would be. And you know, you've heard stories of people taking these things, such things. Well, not. It's not something that's happened often, but the rule was that the understanding was, it was one of those things that would be taken to the capital and handled there by the highest of high. And that's what this thing is. It is.
I'm sorry, make deals with it?
Yeah. Well, they didn't exactly elaborate to the help.
So, listen, I may be, the sand boots McGee here, but what you planning on doing with the egg, huh? You making a big omelet?
Did you just imply they're going to cook their holy relic as an omelet?
Lucius just looks at Seven, just aghast.
Real big, this powerful thing, just.
I
feel the targeting reticle.
All
here.
of us just turn and look at you.
Willpower's part of it. She might actually answer you. No minus, because you're just asking her to explain something that she isn't terribly keen to tell you, but yeah, you seem to be asking out of a genuine sense of curiosity. That seems that you see there's a hint of, for all her ire and grit to her, there is a sense that she respects that you're asking rather than demanding of her of something.
Meanwhile, Lucius, Vibius, and Umbranius are still just struggling with the egg.
She isn't reaching for it now because she's pondering. She's listening to Seven. It's like, oh no, we almost gave it to her. No, please take this. It's heavy.
Let's see. Willpower, insight.
Sure.
Let's go. 13.
This, I intend to go through the Rite of the Green Wind myself, and in time drive back the Duchy of Wakamal, and bring the free tribes back to their rightful home. Their power is great, as I'm sure you've learned. I need one greater.
So, I kind of look to the rest of the team. What are their vibes right now?
So heavy.
What does more Duncan's face seem to betray or portray?
Wariness.
What is Alexander's countenance? Because we can't really see his face.
My helmet. I mean, he's tense because he's worried a fight's about to start, but he's not aggressive. If that makes sense, he's just kind of standing ready, like the guards are.
What, pray tell, does Zevin Demiral say, or do, as the egg is about to be handed over to her? It could be nothing, but I must ask.
I am. You sure that yeah. As someone who works with machines, the living stuff has never been my strong suit, but you gotta be careful with anything that's this strong. You know, someone can get hurt.
Sadly, that is the idea. They started this war. I must finish it. And she reaches for the egg, and she alone, with two hands, she's able to pluck it from the three of you. See them to their train. And she walks off into the castle with the egg.
Can't say I blame you entirely, but you know, careful what you wish for, yeah?
And do you all willingly follow the guards out through the castle back to your train?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Well, she was unpleasant.
Mm.
As the four of you are walked under guard to the view of everyone around you. Lots of people looking like, why are they being walked over? There's a confusion of like, you're under guard. It's not a parade or anything, so it's obviously you're being escorted somewhere. But it's not. It's away from the castle, not to it. So it's like, what the? Okay. And eventually, you're brought back to the train yard, where your train is currently on the other side of the tracks. So you can actually you're not on the south track. You're on the other tracks that head northward or eastward, I should say.
Well, it looks like we have successfully resupplied, for better or worse.
You
Well, I need
have a
to
gathering
resupply now.
What was that, Eckhart?
You have a gathering supplies and you ran into Zats?
It's a long story.
It's not that long.
I'll tell you on the train. You know.
Okay.
So you all board back on the train.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. All aboard.
Choo choo.
Choo choo on out of here.
You choose me? Sorry.
God, I was just thinking that.
Whoa. Map slowly
Oh God.
faces in.
Speaking of trains, chugga chugga chugga.
Ha ha ha. Oh gosh.
Been a while since we've been on this map. Yeah, Celtic Goth was crying out for a fight, but you all chickened out. That would have been rough, though. Not gonna lie.
Yep. I got the impression.
There we go.
Can we remove the X from my character? I am no longer plummeting off a tower into the unknown mists.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Oop, too far. This way. This way. Nope, too
Thank
far
you.
again.
What?
Actually, I have to wipe you off anyway because these are the old tokens. Proper token.
There we are.
So, what have I missed?
Well, we fell off the tower, all of us, and we were brought back by a wandering someone she was from the duchy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was her name? Just damn something.
I have her name written down on one of my bonds. Dame Jessica.
We ran into Dame Jessica from the duchy. She was kind enough to save our lives. But your strange soul magics kept you indisposed, so we let you rest while, what did she say? Your soul healed. But
I see.
we were able to go back in and take care of that giant clock monstrosity. And as a result of all of this, Dame Jessica gave us not a summons, but letters of introduction for the Duke. So currently we are on our way to Walkmall to take the Duke up on this letter of introduction. We're almost within the limits of Wokomal territory, but we decided to stop here in the town of... it's a city, right?
You're in a city, yep.
Yeah. Here in the city of Ravagar's Roar.
Then we went down a hole and we found a bunch of plant monsters. We fought them. Some puzzles. Then we found the egg, and that's where you come in. So,
I see.
yeah. I guess you're right. It wasn't that long a story.
It all matters who's telling it.
So we are headed to Volkmall?
Almost.
And we stopped here for supplies.
Yes.
Did we get the supplies before you fell down the hole?
Mostly.
Yes, we had to restock because it turns out delving down there was a bit more than we had bargained for, and we burned through some of our supplies just going down there. But we've relatively refilled. Definitely more than we had when we first entered the city.
True.
Alright, so do we need to go back to the market, or was that a get out of my city, you are not shopping here?
I think that's a get out of the city.
I would err on the side of assuming the latter.
Right, so if we need to go to the next town to stock up so we can get to the ducky. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Duchy?
Duchy.
Ducky.
Ducky.
So if we can get to the ducky.
The ducky. The ducky of Wokomal.
For real, my dyslexia read the word as ducky.
I mean, hey, in some language it probably is.
Probably.
Words are weird.
Yes.
And it's Castle Highmount. That's the
Yeah. That quacked me up.
Well, we could go to the town of Loeb and then onward to Castle Highmount. Although, again, I don't know how the rail lines work. Because up till now it's been a pretty straight shot. Now we're going into an area where the rail lines might not necessarily go the way we need to go.
Yes, I was going to ask, what happens when we need to go somewhere that there is not a rail to?
Well, that's when I get out. Let's see here. Is that got my current inventory. The Tome of Ley Lines of the Countless Realms. Find this back in the tower. And basically, beneath all our feet are these mystical lines or stuff. And what I notice is they all kind of follow the train lines.
So, you are making the train run on a magic railway?
I could try. Worth a shot.
Well, that would be interesting. In the meantime, how about we get on our way so we do not overstay the very... I hesitate to use the word welcome.
Yeah.
I'll note that from this city, there is a rail that goes out this way. There's a rail that goes this way. But then as you read on, it looks like it splits off to go like this.
Hmm.
And then from the city, there looks like there's one that goes up the mountain this way. That follows the knowledge that you have, Zevin, of where rails tend to follow the cities. They tend to try to connect the cities together as much as possible.
Yeah.
But you see in the leyline book that there is a rail that goes like this. It literally goes up into the high mountains, and you can get all the way to this city and to this to Castle Highmount.
Okay. We got two routes here we can take. We can take the long and safe way, or we can take the short and fun way.
Given the fact that we just fought a giant plant monster that wanted to eat our fears, I vote on the long and safe way.
Okay, that makes one of you.
Oh, I know. No, we're following what Lucius wants. Oh, right. What he wants. We don't get extra
Beautiful.
votes though, because he's the elector here.
Mhm.
How diplomatic of you.
I'm employed, sir. Diplomacy has
Well,
little
you-
to do with it.
Well, it would be
We can go this way, and that would take like a week. We can go this way, and it would take like
2 days.
2 days, 3 days,
I-
2.5.
I say we explore, take the train route through the mountains.
Was it an urgent summons?
No,
A letter of introduction. We don't have to go
Oh,
through all
so
the fussiness of sitting around for whoever's important to shut up, Vibius. Sorry.
Ah, so we can... Okay.
well, Maury, your tiebreaker here.
I want to go the third way. Let's go to unexplored frontiers.
No.
We're going this
Like,
way.
maybe you're not driving the train.
Oh, sorry. I thought I sounded like more Duncan there. Darn.
More. Are you there?
I think going through the mountains probably would be fun.
Short and fun way it is.
What?
Beautiful.
So boldly go where no one has gone before? Huh? Huh?
Uh,
And thus
I
you set
reserve-
onto the
I
tracks.
reserve the right to say I told you so.
It'll be nostalgic for me. I come from a mountainous area. Somewhat, anyway.
we are off.
As you leave the tracks, and you kind of, Zevin, you're able to kind of very quickly indicate to the rail manipulators that you want to go. You don't want to go. Well, actually, both lines don't mean anything. They don't have to do anything because you go this way either way. So you're going east no matter what. And as you
West?
start west, yes, that's how directions work, everybody.
Weast.
Whist!
I'm an adult. I pay taxes. Those aren't necessarily the same thing. An adult need not pay taxes. And some people who aren't adults pay taxes. As you leave the city, the four of you have this deep knowledge that the first step in the larger conflict in the duchy progresses. And perhaps the war that tore the duchy apart generations ago may start again.
Hang on, did we just start a war?
Yeah, we just saw a war crime machine. Yeah. Creature. For me, something like that is like, I don't know, every 5th Tuesday.
Up into the hills you go as I resolve a travel roll.
I'm guessing like we just kind of drive off the edge of the tracks. There's like a turn and we just keep going.
Yeah, what does it look like as you like? Because there is a track that looks like it just naturally turns this way, but you kind of you force the train to jump the track.
Yep.
And it comes down onto the grass, and for a second it looks like the whole train's about to tumble and turn, but then it links to something, and then. You're flying across these light blue rails that illuminate just after your train and just before your train.
I knew it! I knew it! Eat that, academia!
Wait, you didn't know if that would work?
It's the details, details. Let's keep going.
You jumped the train with us in it and you didn't know it would work?
Well, if it didn't work, we'd all, you wouldn't be able to complain. You'd be dead.
Oh, spirits protect me.
I mean, we're making up for lost time on your travel. You paid the ticket fee, and
I paid to get there alive.
Yo, put the nickel in, you gotta listen to the whole song.
By end of day, as you're running across the rails, and you're starting to weave your way through the hill across the. Here, instead of the wastelands you've passed through in the Saharas further south, now you're passing through lush, flower-filled greens and plains. And as you go through the hills, are these long, gentle rolling hills that you go over as you see motes of various light flickering this way and that, and even in the night it looks like the very grass itself is illuminated with many-fold fairy about. And to it, on your by the first day of travel, as you're in the hills, you do see off in the distance, because the train is going quite quick, but you can see some things further away from you. As you're slowly approaching it, you can see what appears to be a massive circle of light among the hills. And there seems to be, inside that circle of light, there's little other flickers of lights. And when you check your map real quick, that kind of looks like a festival of some kind. But according to your map, there's no town here.
You guys, I gotta call everyone up to the conductor's cabin, or just point at that and say like, I'm not really good with magic. You're not bad. I'm just, you know. What do you guys think that is?
Looks exciting.
I have no idea what that is.
Check it out, or yeah.
Sure.
So, magic festival in the woods.
Yes.
There is no town.
Yes.
And we just passed fairies, and you don't see anything worrisome?
Should I?
Hmm,
Yeah, I'm from here.
we
Yeah.
probably should just continue on. Who knows what's out here in these hills?
And I will note to Zevin, of all surprising things, you notice that there is a minor, like it's not in the book actually. You see that there's the main blue line that's going straight on, because you get enough of a lead time when you're on these rails to see if you need to slow down or speed up if there's a turn. It gives you just enough lead time to guess that. You notice that there is a light green off rail that turns toward the lights. You can stay on it. It can't force you to do that because you're the one controlling the train. But it looks like there's like a temporary or local rail. You're not sure how that works, but looks like there's a way that leads that way if you wanted to go there by train.
Well, fascinating as this is, I think I'm going to go and get some shut up.
It would be faster than taking the mountain route.
Which, Lucius heads back to his room, which is also my website. I gotta get going. So, just update me on how the XP shakes out.
Will do.
See ya.
What'd you guys think?
I vote we do not go towards the obviously Fae Festival.
No, so it's like something like Mirage. Okay. Yeah.
You stay on the blue rail.
We shall stay in the blue rail, but I will make note of this place in my journal.
Yep. Wait, I pinned it on the map. Ah. Thus will you begin on your second day the arduous climb through the mountains, lacing through deep valleys, and the engine chugs from the effort of going higher and higher and higher and higher. The air gets thinner, colder. Higher and higher still you go. And it almost seems that you're beginning to pierce the very clouds themselves as you carry on to Castle Highmount, the castle that would pierce the horizon.
Roll credits.
Would you like to save your game?
You may
Quick
now
save
put
it.
in disc 2. No,
You already put in this too.
Please turn the disc over.
wait, what? What games have you played? Oh no.
Oh no, sorry. I was thinking of the old cassette books where it's like, please flip the cassette.
Oh, the flip the cassette.
Yeah.
Just gotta refresh that. Oh, so they are going to Pikes Peak. But yes. Oh no. Load. Folks watching away, I have to flip away. I have to refresh when I change from the big map like that, because there's a lot of little bits in it that Roll20 does not react well to. That's okay. There we go. But with that, we will pick up once more into the Pikes Peak, Colorado. I drove up there once. It's terrifying. Oh. And yeah, it's almost like you're piercing through this kind of cloud cover that's in the title screen, actually. Because this is kind of where I imagine the viewpoint from Castle Highmount is.
Wow, crazy.
What?
Cool.
And this is a photo from a real place. I forget exactly where it is. I think it's somewhere in Czechoslovakia, I want to say.
Ooh.
I'd have to look it up again. But that's it. That's all for now. We will catch up on their meeting with the young Duke of Wakamal and what they learn and the consequences of their actions for now. Thank you all very much for watching. Those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we will see you all again next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good night.
Night, y'all.